If you're like any new puppy owner, you're trying to figure out what's the best possible way to tire out your dog. Everybody knows that a happy puppy is a good puppy. Welcome to Beau Knows. Hey buddy. Physical exercise is obviously a super important component to that, but people often overlook the mental part of it as well. Like keeping your puppy mentally stimulated is super important and will also tire them out just as much as it will being outside and running in the backyard. We found a great tool in these feeding mats that we've been using with Beau. They keep him mentally stimulated, and it kind of makes his meal time into a fun little game for him. And wanted to do a review on the different ones that we picked up. Not sponsored by any of these companies or anything, bought all this stuff with our own money. Ran some time trials with a quarter cup of food just to see which one keeps him the busiest, and then at the end we'll share some thoughts on which ones we think are the most durable and the ones that he has the most fun with. Been testing them now for a couple of weeks, so I have some good information to share. If you enjoy this video, make sure that you like the video and don't forget to subscribe. There'll be more like this, and all the information to these feeding mats will be in the links below. Thanks for dropping by.
Good boy.
So Beau usually eats his food pretty quickly, and in this control test of a quarter cup of food, you can see he scarfs it down in about 1 minute and 32 seconds. These feeding mats are awesome for mentally stimulating your dog. Another added benefit though is if you have a really fast eater that may get sick after they eat, it slows them down significantly. This is definitely the smallest mat that we tested. This is the A-Wolf 1 Snuffle mat, and I think probably the most cost-effective as well. Folds up into a tiny little pouch, which is pretty cool for on the go. And it's definitely a marked improvement over the control test that we did at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. The second mat that we tested was the A-Wolf Snuffle mat. This one came in at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, which is a pretty decent bump from the last one. There's a lot of cool places to hide food in this one. It's a little bit gimmicky, but it was still a lot of fun for him to get through the food and everything. It folds up into a nice travel case. I think overall though, it might be a little more tricky to wash it long range. The third mat that we tested was the woolly mat. This one took 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Definitely more durable and a better construction than the prior two that we looked at here. This one's really easy to get it set up and get it ready, and folds down into a nice small mat. The only thing I really didn't like about it is it doesn't have any grip on the back, so it tends to slide as the dog's eating off of it. The last mat here is the Fenrir mat. This one turns out to be our favorite. It came in at 9 minutes and 57 seconds, so definitely took him the longest amount of time to get through. Special shout out to Fenrir. They have some awesome training programs as well that we're using with our puppy. But overall, this one has the best construction. It's got a non-slip mat and non-skid mat on the bottom of it, so when he's eating off of it, it doesn't move around a bunch. And it's just definitely by far the one that I think will last us through the test of time, even as he chews on it. So in the end, I think our favorite is really going to be this Fenrir feeding mat right here. This thing is super durable. It's like a tank. These loops are really well constructed, and even a heavy chewer is going to have a hard time ripping this thing apart. If you actually take the time to hide the food inside of the loops, it takes the dog almost double the amount of time to get all the food out and keeps him really busy. It's got a nice anti-skid mat on the back as well, so like on our hardwood floors it doesn't slide around a lot. And then the second one is really going to be this woolly is pretty cool. This is like the go-to for us if we're in a hurry and we don't have a lot of time to hide the food, because you can just set the food down in here and kind of mesh it in, and it definitely keeps Beau busy. We've washed both of these successfully a few times now, and really haven't had any problems with the durability of them. Like I said, like this woolly is great if you're kind of in a hurry. It doesn't take him near as much time as it does with the Fenrir mat, but it's a great solution as well. These other two, they're fine. They're just a lot of felt and kind of cumbersome to get everything in there, and don't keep them nearly as busy as the other two do, but great options too on the cheap, basically. So Thanks for dropping by the channel again. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up.